it'll take you 4 minutes, kind of weird, but I'll take
Yeah,
it.
no, I was trying to do it, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was weird. I don't like doing balancing equations.
I know, but you gotta practice. It's why we practice. It's one of those, it's a skill.
It's
So
just,
once you're
it's
good,
not skill, it's just tedious.
It's
doesn't
back
take-
and forth.
It doesn't
It's-
take anything.
you
It's
have
just-
to, well, you have to learn how to do it. And that's why that's why I call it a skill. But it's like practicing for English. You do it over and over again, so you eventually get better at it. All right, let's look at C and D. All right, so what do you have for ammonia? Remember, this is ammonia, not ammonia. This is NH3. You know your ions. All right, so what do you have for ammonia, Chris? So for this first one, letter C. Close up your phone.
letter C.
Okay.
That is the wrong one. Hold up, I'm walking over here. Okay, that's not it. 1 second.
Do you want me to go to Chris? I mean, do you want me to go to Ethan?
No, no.
Okay.
Just give me one. So there it is. For ammonia, like my final answer?
Yes.
I had 2N2H3O2 to N2H6.
Okay. So let me copy it out so that way.
N2H6O2.
Okay. So
O2.
what do you have in front of this one?
I had 2.
Okay. What do you have in front of the oxygen?
Nothing.
Okay. I'm just checking. Did you have anything in front of the N?
No.
Anything in front of the O? I mean the
No.
water.
No.
Okay. Ethan, did you get this answer?
Yes. Wait, what?
Is this what you're into? Or did you have a 2, 1, or nothing?
I had one different.
Okay, what do you have? Because yours isn't quite right, Chris. So we're gonna go over how to solve it. But what did you get?
I had 2NH3 plus O2.
Anything in front of the?
I didn't have.
Oh, I put O3. I'm sorry. Me. O2.
Arrow.
Okay.
And then N2 plus 3H20.
All right. Final answer.
That's my final
I
answer.
think that's right.
Not quite either. All right. So let's go over how to solve this. All right. So this one is a little bit tricky because the H's and the O's are separate and they're combined on one side. All right. So let's start. Let's start with the H's because there's 3 on one side, 2 on the other. All right. So hydrogen. If there's 3 on one side and
Put
2
it
on
2
the
in front
other.
of the NH3.
Wait, which one? This one?
Put it 2 in front of the NH3.
All right. So how many will I give me on the reactant side? How many do I have on the product side?
You have 2, so put it 3 in front of it.
Put 3 in front of it. All right. So that gives me 6. So it's H balanced right now.
Yeah.
All right, Ethan, your turn. Do you want nitrogen or oxygen?
Oxygen.
Because oxygen is split apart. I'm sorry.
And
Well, no, it's not split apart. You can have oxygen. All right. How many oxygens?
2.
How many outside?
1.
All right. So how do you fix that? Well, technically, how many is over here because there's 3 of this one molecule?
Oh, 3.
3. So how do I fix that?
Oh no.
All right.
Double it, everything?
Yes. So this becomes what then?
4.
Yeet. So we'll go back to the thing a second. So what does this become?
2.
We'll just leave it 2, but we'll change it in a second. All right. What does this become? 2, and then what does this become?
6.
All right. So we're gonna go back and check hydrogen in a second. All right. So oxygen, how many total on this side?
4.
How many on that side?
6.
All right. But what can I change this number to make it to where they balance? So that's 6. So oxygen balance. Let's go back and check hydrogen really quick. All right. So how many
It
hydrogens?
checks, because there's 12 hydrogens on the reactant side, and there's 12 on the other product side.
Good job. All right. So hydrogen double check. All right. Nitrogen. We'll just go back to you, Chris. All right.
Because
So.
there's 4 nitrogens on the reactant side and 4 on the right side.
Good job. Alright, so that's part of the reason why if you got stuck and thought, oh no, it's 2, then go back and double it. So just double check it to make sure. So some of you they got partly through it and then got stuck and didn't know what to do. So just double it if you get stuck, some of you get those least common multiples. Alright, so this is the final answer. So it's 4, 3, 2, 6 as the coefficients. Anyone have any questions about how to do that? Alright, let's look at D now for it. Alright, D, we'll go to Ethan. Alright, what do you have for the calcium chlorate? What do you have for that one? Anything?
2CA. Wait, what? What's my answer?
Yeah, what do you have for this one?
No, I think I got this one wrong.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure I got this one wrong.
okay, well just give me your answer and we'll check it.
2. And then, next one is CaC1, 2. Well, no, not 2 right there, right? I didn't put it two right there before the T.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Okay.
303. 302.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let me make sure
I
that
put
I
a
caught.
3 before the O. For some odd reason.
Alright, let me make sure I copied it down, because again, being dyslexic, I have to double check stuff like this, because I have a tendency to copy them down wrong, so to make sure. Okay, so, this is your final answer?
Yep.
You were super close, but not quite. Alright, Chris, did you get anything different?
Yes.
What did
I
you get?
had CACL06, and the next one goes to CACL2 plus 06.
So you changed their coefficients? I mean, you changed their subscripts? Because you said CACL06, so did you change their subscripts?
Yeah, I had the right answer.
You're never supposed to change the subscripts. No, because that's not the right answer, and I will mark you wrong, because they're entirely different substances. You can't decide, oh, I'm gonna change the subscript and I'll make it work. Because this is one whole substance, and if you change the subscripts, it'll now react entirely different. So you can't do it. No, it's a good effort, but that's not how you solve it. Alright, so let's practice with this one. Alright, this one's a little bit tricky because you have an ion, and then it splits apart over there. So that one is a little bit harder for it. Alright, so we started with Chris, we'll start with Ethan this time. Alright, Ethan, which one do you want? You can't really keep the ion together because it's not over there. So, do you want to start off with the oxygens or with the chlorines? That's the largest subscripts.
Oxygen.
Alright, oxygen. How many oxygens total do we have on the reactant side?
6.
Good job. How many do we have on the product side?
2.
How about fix it?
3.
Put a 3. You were right. That is a 3 that goes there. Alright. Let's just stick with the chlorine since it's in the ion over here. Alright, how many chlorines do I have total?
2.
Good job. How many on that side?
2.
Yay, calcium. How many
Wait,
calciums do I
Alex, there are 2 chlorines?
What?
Alex,
Yeah,
there are
because
2.
see, there is this whole
Oh,
ion.
yeah, I
There's
forgot
2 of them.
about
It's okay. So there's 2 on the reactant side, 2 on the product side. Alright, how many calciums do I have?
1.
How many on the product side?
1.
Yay! So that was the only thing that needed to be changed, was just this. So again, remember with your parentheses, it's talking about this entire ion. Okay, anyone have any questions about how to do that? Alright, you can put that away for right now. What? Ooh, if it comes up quickly, but I have to move because I want to make sure that you have time to go over. Actually, I don't think we're gonna have time because it drags it down too long, and you're about to leave, so I want to make sure we have enough time to review.
Yeah, I'm even at, like, my daughter's appointment's at 10 o'clock, and we're just doing it outside the car, so.
Yeah, but just depends on how fast your mom gets here. I want to make sure, because sometimes the treasure chest even gets slowed down. Alright, so we'll just do back and forth really quick for these, so I want to make sure you have enough time. What?
Taking points or what?
You can keep track of your points for it, but it's back and forth, so both of you should be pretty solid at this point. Alright,
Sorry, was it 92?
final answer? That's it?
Silver.
Just silver?
Yes.
Final answer.
So
Oh,
10,
yeah.
10, 10, 2.
Then 2, that's it. Alright,
Mercury 1.
perfect.
Sodium.
You sodium? Yes, it is. Just making sure.
Zinc 2.
Just zinc 2?
Yes.
Nope. Remember, there's only one form of zinc. Alright,
Calcium.
just calcium?
Yes.
Yes.
Lead 4.
Good job.
Fluoride.
What was it? Fluoride. Good job, just making sure.
Iron 2.
It?
I said on fluoride.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if you said fluorite or fluoride, so just make sure fluoride.
Is that 2?
That's 2.
Nitrate.
Nitrite.
What did you say?
Nitrite, make sure it's the
I
I
said
one.
nitrate, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you said nitrate?
Excellent. I know it is nitrate, but.
Yeah, just be careful.
Dichromate.
Chromite?
Dichromate.
Dichromate. I'm just making sure that they are saying this because it is gonna get that picky.
Chromate.
Chromate is correct.
Hold on. Chlorate.
Good job. Funky one, I just know it.
Acetate? No, what is it start with?
D.
The D?
D.
Dihydrogen phosphate?
Good job.
Carbonate.
It. Weird one, sorry. Just B.
A B?
B.
Alright.
Good job.
Peroxide.
That's it. You get the weird ones, I'm sorry.
That one's, alright, so that's,
There's only one hydrogen.
hydrogen,
What do you call this ion?
hydrogen,
You knew what this one was. This is dihydrogen phosphate, because there's two
so it's
hydrogens.
dihydrogen phosphate.
Nope, just hydrogen phosphate, because there's only one hydrogen.
So I got that wrong. Or is it spelled there?
It would be wrong, because there's an entire different one. Okay,
It's hydrogen phosphate.
hydrogen phosphate. The
Like,
only
no,
difference
like
is,
what I said, there, like whatever I said, there was a point of that too.
so there's dihydrogen phosphate,
Yeah.
and then there's hydrogen phosphate. So just note that if you say dihydrogen, then it's wrong.
Yeah, I said it on the website.
This one? I thought you said dihydrogen, what did you say?
I think it said.
I thought you were asking if I
said
could-
hydrogen phosphate. But it's phosphate is wrong because it's phosphate.
Yeah. Alright,
Number 2.
Mercury two.
Phosphate.
You just got all the weird ones. Oh, you got it, phosphate. Alright, now you.
Cyanide.
Good job. I'm so sorry. This one starts with a B.
A B.
B. What did you call it?
Bisulfate.
Bisulfate.
Silicate.
Okay.
Nitrate.
Nitrate.
Sulfate.
Sulfate.
That's weird one.
It is weird. Starts with P.
P. Is it, permanganate?
Yeah, permanganate, but yes, you got it.
Bromine.
Okay, you're pronouncing it weird, but yeah, it's bromine. Oh, right, yes, that one. That's my new book.
Is that C4?
Cu.
C4.
It's okay.
I think I said it last time. Is it, copper?
Just copper?
Yes. Copper one.
Copper one.
I got it right.
To me, you would.
We'll just review it.
That's sus.
Okay.
Potassium.
Just potassium?
Yes.
Yes. You should get a little bit easier ones now.
Iodide.
Yeah.
Iodide, or is it D-E?
Yeah, D-I-D-E.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Weird one. I memorize it.
Nitrate. What's start with? Let's start with
A. I've been helping you.
A.
Yeah.
Starts with A.
What's the name? What's your number?
NH form.
Alright, final answer.
A. It starts with an A.
Starts with an A. You know it, you just draw a blank right now.
It's at the very top of the nylon. It's the first-
Ammonium.
Good job. Way to go, my friend. Alright, what's this one?
Peroxide.
Is there two rows or just one O?
Is it,
One O.
so it's. Oxide.
Yeah, so this is oxide, this is peroxide. This one is whenever each oxygen is only taking one, and
What
that's
is peroxide, like if you put salt in peroxide, what will it do?
dissolved. I don't know if it would actually.
Is there any like things you can do at home with peroxide?
I mean, there is some things. If you look up elephant's toothpaste,
Oh yeah.
which is what we did that last year in
Oh, yeah,
chemistry. If we have time, it depends basically on how
I
fast.
tried mixing bleach with ammonia and it did not work. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm like, all right, what is this one?
Hydroxide.
Yeah.
Hydroxide.
What did you say?
Hydroxide.
Sorry, third. Okay.
Iron 3.
Good job.
Aluminum.
Just aluminum.
Yep.
Yep.
Magnesium.
Yep. It's just magnesium.
Yes.
Good job.
Tin-4.
Good.
Hydrogen.
That's it.
Chlorine. Chloride.
All right.
So the one I just got was just hydrogen.
Yeah, for this one, hydrogen only has one form.
Yeah.
All right.
Chlorine has one more?
No, but chloride.
Okay. Sulfate. Sulfite.
Sulfide. The 8s have to do with the oxygens.
Copper 2.
Yep.
Isn't that,
The weird one at the top of the ion list on the other side.
what's,
A.
acetate?
Acetate. Alright, let's do these harder ones because they tripped you up a little bit. So let's go over these, wanna make sure. Alright, so what is this one?
Nitrite.
Nitrite. Alright, Ethan?
Zinc.
Just zinc?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that dihydrogen phosphate?
Phosphate. Good job. What's this one then?
Hydrogen phosphate.
Good job.
Copper.
Good job.
Ammonium.
Good job. Alright. Anyone have any questions?
How many points did you have?
I think you all got the same amount.
I had 23.
I had 23.
Alright, I was like, that should help you. Okay, you both get a piece of candy, you both tie. Alright, get out one piece of paper. So Jamie and Quentin, go ahead and get out a piece of paper as well for it. I guess you're far apart where you don't have to have it. Now for this one, it's matching, so at least it's easier than writing out the names.
Okay.
I can't tell you that ahead of time, because I need you to learn them and I need you to have.
That's easy.
And yes, this one, to answer your question from yesterday, I think it's pretty easy because they don't give you the super hard ones. But pay attention to what you're doing, and hopefully it is. But pay attention to what you're doing. Don't think, oh, it's so easy, and then just slap down stuff. So make sure you're paying attention because it is asking for things like copper 1 versus copper 2. So make sure you're paying attention to what it's asking. You don't just go so fast that you miss up. That you mess up yourself. Okay. It shouldn't take you that long.
What's today?
Today is 16th.
stuck on only one thing.
Pray and then guess. Try to see if you can figure it out. But I know some of them you kind of just gotta guess. I can't help you. Sure.
No, I'm not, but I mean, we'll take it.
Okay. Alright, we can't go over the answers right now, so I'll probably have this graded today, at least for the gentlemen up in here. So Jamie, Quentin, send me yours as
Okay.
quickly as possible for it. So hopefully you'll know your scores so that way it's possible. Alright, let's go ahead and let's warm up a little bit before I bounce, which is part of it. But you need to know as well that you need to know as well how to put them together too. So that way, whenever we see it on your test, because your test is not going to ask it just for what's the name. It's going to want you to say, okay, how would you name this ion compound? So how do you put them together? That's why we're practicing much of this. Alright, look at number C. Aluminum metal reacts with aqueous phosphoric acid, and it tells you what phosphoric acid is because you have not seen that one. So it just goes ahead and just tells it to you. To produce hydrogen gas and a precipitate of ammonium phosphate. Alright, so first off, how would I write this? So it's aluminum reacting with phosphoric acid. They're right over here, so I have enough space. So PO4, so this is phosphoric acid. So what's the symbol for aluminum? Al. Can aluminum exist by itself?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So remember, some of them are diatomic. Aluminum is not one of the diatomic ones. It can exist by itself. So aluminum plus phosphoric acid to produce hydrogen gas and a precipitate of aluminum phosphate. All right, hydrogen gas. So how would I write hydrogen gas? Just like this?
Yes.
I do. Is hydrogen diatomic or can it exist by itself? So because it's diatomic, that's the reason why, if you remember, I think 2 chapters ago, I was telling you have to know which ones are diatomic. So looking at the periodic table, that it's these over here and hydrogen, that they have to exist with 2 of them together. You do not find just one single oxygen or one single hydrogen chilling out in nature. It's nitrogen, I didn't point nitrogen. So it's nitrogen across the fluorine and then chlorine down to iodine and hydrogen.
I wish I was like hydrogen.
Alright, so dihydrogen. And then you have aluminum phosphate. Alright, how do you put aluminum phosphate together? What would that be? Chris.
I'm gonna assume it's Al,
Okay?
phosphate, so PO3,
Very close.
PO4.
Okay, what's the charge of aluminum?
1, 2, 3,
3.
4.
It's always 3. What's the charge of phosphate?
2, 3.
It's negative 3. So, for this one, it's just a 1-to-1 ratio, so
matter?
they bounce out. 4, yes, because you have to know how to write them out. You're gonna see that on your test. So if I'm gonna ask you, well, say, how do you write aluminum phosphate? You need to know how to put them together. So this tells you what their subscripts are as well. But like for this one, if you left off the fact that hydrogen is diatomic, it would mess up how you balance the formula. So you've got to have practice and you've got to know for it. Make sure I copied down everything correctly so I don't accidentally mess you up. Yeah, okay, everything's correct. Go ahead and start to balance this by yourself. I'll give you maybe a minute and then I'll help you. Try to see how far you can get.
So maybe you'll help us?
No, I'll help you, but I'm gonna give you a minute to try to get you started. Jamie and Quentin, I think y'all can see that. It shows up faint on the screen, but it looks like you can see it. Try right here.
We just need to balance it?
So you can balance it. You don't have to put the ions in parentheses. I just like to, so that way it helps me to see them.
One on the right, is that one the aluminum? The one on the right side?
The reactive side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that just one?
Yep. Alright, you got it, Chris? Alright, Chris, what do you have for your answer?
2Al plus 2H3PO4. What?
Oh, I'm just waiting.
Oh, and then that goes over to 3H2 plus 2AlPO4.
Alright,
I have
so
that.
you have
I didn't have them in
2,
parentheses though.
2, 3, 2. What?
And oh, sorry, I forgot. And with the one that's on the parentheses on the far right, the product, there's a 2.
This one?
No.
That
Yeah,
here?
the PO4, yeah, there's a 2 there, and then there's, or you don't have to do that, that wasn't necessary, but you could put a 2 on it if you had to put a 2 on it if you want to. It's unnecessary, but I didn't have mine in parentheses, so I had to do that, I made it harder than it needed to be.
Alright, well, whenever we said it's aluminum phosphate. Okay, I'm just gonna put it in parentheses just so that way you can just see it. Okay, aluminum gives off how many electrons?
3.
3. Phosphate takes how many electrons? -3. So if you put a 2 down here, how many electrons have been stolen?
6, but there's a 2 in front of the AL too. So
Alright.
it equals out.
So there's 2 aluminums, and now there's how many total phosphates?
2.
You have 2 down here, and then it's 2 times 2. 4. That's why you can't do that. So don't change. So once we get the subscripts and the formulas written off first, don't change them anymore, it'll mess you up. But Ethan, did you have this answer? But yes, your answer is correct. Just don't change your subscripts for it. But you are right that this is the proper coefficient. So 2, 2, 3, 2. But if you do that, because they won't balance anymore,
It's wrong.
you're wrong. So just be careful for it.
Completely wrong.
Oh, you lose partial credit. So, I'm telling one reason why we're going over this so much is because I'm going to tell you right now, your quiz over balancing equations is Friday. That's why we're practicing so much to make sure you have enough ability to get it ready for it. Yeah, some of you might think it's easy, some of you might think it needs more help, so it's okay. Start
It's not
B or
hard.
start B by
Just
yourself and
Like you
see.
said, tedious.
It's
What?
It's not hard, it's annoying and some very useless.
You,
get
it's
one
to help
thing-
scientists to figure out
if you
how
get
it's
one
going to
thing
probably
wrong, the
react.
whole thing-
No,
like-
not the whole thing's wrong, you'll get partial
Most
credit
things
for it.
wrong, yeah.
You'll get some of it. So that's part of why you gotta practice, so way scientists know and they can kind of predict what's gonna happen. You're gonna use this over and over and over
The
again.
reason I don't like it is because personally, I'm never gonna use it again in my life like chemistry.
You wanna be a doctor though, right?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be balancing
You
equations.
have to take chemistry in college.
Yeah, I know, but like I would like I mean after all that, like I struggle to find a reason to learn this. That's the
Because you have to. Because you have to for chemistry. My friend who's in medical school, he's taking chemistry, biochemistry, and he's taking another type of chemistry. And so
What's
you're
your-
Chemistry!
What does he want to do?
He wants to be a surgeon. I mean, you gotta take it. So if you wanna, and again, you gotta make good grades. Because that's part of the reason why he's studying to take the MCAT, because he wants to boost his score right now.
Did you know being a nurse, the schooling is harder, is almost as hard as being a nurse as it is to be a doctor.
I know I have friends that are nurses as well, but it's because of they're the ones that are basically the ones that interact with the patient the most. So if they mess up, the patient may literally die. So that's part of the
Same with
reason.
doctor, I mean the doctor can actually
That's
slice
true,
some part of his brain.
but it's because the nurses do it so much. So that's the reason why they also have to be equally responsible. That's why both of them are valuable. It's just 2 different occupations. All right, letter D. So go ahead and we'll start that one by see if you can figure it out. So gaseous chlorine reacts with aqueous sodium iodide to form an aqueous solution of iodine and sodium chloride. So see if you can figure out, okay, how would I write that out? And then I'll help you.
Chloride is 3, right?
Chloride.
It's 2.
No, like the iod is 2 or 3.
Alright, so chloride. Remember, I means the ion. So chloride, if it's in group 17, how many does it typically need? One.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, what do I put behind the O? What's the coefficient for the O? On NaCl.
Oh.
You're asking me what the answer is for NaCl?
NaCl, it's not NaCl.
Chlorine and chloride. You're thinking chlorate. Chloride.
No, I'm talking about the iodine and sodium chloride.
What do you put by it? Like a 3 or a 2?
I'm dumb.
I was like, I don't know what you're asking.
Yes, I
Alright.
skipped a line, my bad.
Alright, so gaseous chlorine reacts with aqueous sodium iodide to form an aqueous solution of iodine and sodium chloride. Ethan, what's sodium chloride? How would you write that?
Sodium chloride.
Yeah, chloride.
NaCl.
That's it.
So
NaCl.
to write sodium iodide, it's NaI.
Yep. That's it.
Wait, what?
For sodium iodide.
yeah.
That's it. So y'all making it harder than it needs to be.
No,
So-
I'm not making it hard. I already had that. It's just,
Okay.
I was wondering how many each gave off, like 3 or something.
Okay, sodium is in what group?
What?
Okay, on the periodic table, sodium's in what group? There's one reason why we're memorizing.
1.
Okay, so how many electrons does one give off?
1.
1. Chlorine and iodide, they're both in group 17. Now remember, we talked about this loosely, that they need 8 electrons to be happy. If they're in group 17, they have 7. How many more do they need to be happy?
2.
What?
2. 1.
1. So how many electrons will they take? Take 1. So if you're having a substance to where it's sodium iodide, so NaI, sodium will lose how many?
1.
Chlorine will take how many?
Iodine.
Sorry, not chlorine, iodine.
To 1.
Take 1. So do you change anything? No, it's done. So that's all it's asking for
That's
that one.
maybe with everything.
The entire thing is already balanced.
Is it?
Yes.
It looks balanced.
We'll check and we'll find out. Alright, so what did you put for chlorine?
Cl.
Alright. Plus,
NaI.
alright,
An arrow. I plus Na parentheses Cl.
okay, that works. Like, I know what you mean technically, you don't have to do that, but I know what you mean for it. Alright, there's one problem with it. Is chlorine and iodine diatomic?
No. I know.
They are. So, that's what I was saying. If you're over here, nitrogen over, all the way down, diatomic. They cannot exist by
I know what that
themselves.
means. Now, I was wondering what
It
that
doesn't
meant.
matter. It doesn't matter. They're still all are balanced already.
If I
It's chlorine
have
balanced.
2 over here, how many do I have over here?
2.
There's 2
You need to
here.
put it 2 there. There you go.
Alright, so,
And you put a 2 in front of the Na.
mhm,
And then it's.
That's balanced.
and now it's balanced. So, the reason why you have to know.
Now I know what diatomic thing
For
is.
diatomic is because they have to exist together in pairs.
Because all this.
That's what I want to do. I want a diatomic.
Alright, Chris, make sure you're being appropriate. I know, make sure you're being appropriate. I already heard it the first time and I ignored it, but make sure you're not slowing down the class.
I don't know. I said it once then.
You were talking today about how like,
We want to
you
diatomic.
wish you were hydrogen.
I was saying I wish I was hydrogen because it can't exist alone.
I know. So that's how come you're slowing down my class. It's the second time you're bringing it up. So make sure you're not slowing down my class. Alright, so that's the reason why you have to memorize this under diatomic, and that's how come your book tells you to memorize the charges of these.
I know it now.
And so that's part of the reason why when you start learning the charges, that's what I said for the quiz, you don't
So
need to know
where's
them.
diatomic? There's a 2 on it.
There's a 2 as a subscript, yes. Alright, anyone have any questions about how to do that? So it's just
More?
practice.
Which one's your diatomic?
The double one check is hydrogen. I think you had to know this in like chapter 2.
Okay.
So hydrogen, and then it's an L shape. So nitrogen, clear iodine. So nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, bromine, technically iodine. All of these are diatomic.
And hydrogen. That's
And
fine.
hydrogen, so right across the low side. Alright,
Do we need more?
yeah, you're gonna do the practice now. Do 1 through 3. Now these should hopefully be a little bit easier because you don't have to name them, they're already going to. Now, it gives you blanks, so that way you could write it has a coefficient of 1. If you leave it blank, it's an understood
Wait,
that. Okay, so look at number 1, see how that has
Oh,
a
the
blank?
sheet?
Yeah, so the sheet. So, see how there's blanks in front of them? The blanks like give you spots to write like it's an understood 1, or if there's a 2
Just
or a
do it.
3 or whatever. So
We
you're just.
don't need to change anything?
Nope, all the formulas are already correct.
Okay.
So if you look over on the reactant side, NO3 is in parentheses and there's a 2, that's correct. So don't try to change those. Don't change the subscripts. You can only change what's in front of them. If you finish number 1, go on to number 2, then try to go on to number 3.
one, the first NO3,
Okay.
would you put parentheses around it?
You can, so that way it helps you to see it better, and I do that at first just to help you see it. It's
So
kind of like
that's
putting
together?
on, what?
That's together?
Yeah, the NaNO3 is all together as one molecule. But the ion part is the NO3. So you can see how they put it in parentheses on the reactant side. It's kind of like putting training wheels on and letting you know, hey, this whole thing's an ion. Just to get you practice seeing it. Eventually you'll notice it without it.
You put ones in these spots?
You can put a 1, it's an understood 1. I mean, you're never going to have a 0 in front of it, so it's understood that it's 1. So if it makes you feel better, write a 1 there, that's fine. Technically, you're not supposed to, but because of how the format is, that's fine. So if you write number 1, I understand what you're doing. For letter 2, well, number 2, that's silver iodide. The I, because it's not Times New Roman, looks funky, it looks like a 1, so that's an I. So don't let that trip you up. I think for the iron iodide, it looks like Fel, and that's not it.
Wait, what's the L in it? Set number 2.
The
ATL.
it's an I, that's what I was saying. It's not Times New Roman, so it doesn't look like an I, but that's an I. So it's
Oh,
iodide.
it's iodine. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so it's silver iodide, and then over on the reactant side, it looks like Fel. It's FeI3. The I just looks funky because they didn't put it in Times New Roman font. Anyone still working on number 1?
No.
Alright.
I'm on number 3.
Alright, let's go over number 1 so I can erase this and copy down the next one. Alright, so alright, how many of you think you got your answer right for number 1? Alright, Chris, what'd you get for number 1?
The only thing that I had to do different was put a 2 in front of the NaNO3.
Alright, that's it? Alright, Ethan, you get anything different?
Nope.
Nope, that is it, that's correct. So that's the first one is right. So I'm gonna erase that one and go on to number 2. Anyone still working on number 2?
Me.
Okay.
We have over 10.
I think I should probably help you. Alright, so which one has the largest subscripts? For that one, Ethan. If you're getting up to 10 as a coefficient, it probably means something's off. So it should
12.
probably help you out for it.
3.
Alright, so which one? So, you want to start with the carbonate?
Carbonate, yeah.
Alright, so how many carbonates do I have on the reactant side?
3.
How many on the product side?
3.
I do? Is it in parentheses?
No.
No. So what's the 3 referring to? The 3 is referring to the individual little oxygen. So there's only 1 of these ions over here, and 3 of the ions.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay. That's why you feel okay. Now keep going and try to fix it. So that should help you at least
There's
fix some of the
three
problems
on the
for it.
reactive side, and there's one on the product side, so three, you put a 3 in the beginning, and now you're equal.
So that'll at least get your carbonates balanced. Alright, let's do silver next, since I just put 3 in front of the silver. So how many do I have in front of the silver? Over on the reactive side, even.
On the reactive side,
Alright, so
there's
how many silvers?
3 of silvers.
Oh, wait, it has a couple.
There's 6.
There's 6. Alright, so what do I put over here?
6.
Alright, so that's silvers. Alright, let's do let's do iodine, so they just touched iodine. So how many here?
6.
Alright, how many on that side, on the reactive?
2.
Alright, so how do I fix that?
2.
Alright. Alright, last one's iron, so how many irons?
There's 2.
How many on the product side?
2.
So is iron balanced?
Yeah.
So everything's balanced. Alright, Chris, is this what you got for your answer? So 6, understood 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So you just put a 1 on the second one?
Yeah, if you want to put 1.
I'm always putting a 1, so it's like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of.
I know, that's fine. I did that as well on the answer key, so that way I know I just didn't leave it blank. But it's understood that if it's blank, that much you mean 1.
CO2 and that's not.
It's not an ion, it's carbon dioxide. Trying to write hard so that way it shows up better. Should probably just move. Okay, looks like it shows up still. Alright, are you still on number 3, Chris? Did you go on to,
I'm already done.
what's number 3?
I'm already on down 10.
Oh, okay. We'll go check them in a little bit.
I'm just double checking.
Yep, that's fine.
At number 8 has me stuck. I think I have it right, but yeah, so the hydrogens work, but so I split these two apart because there's no OH over here, so I had to.
Mm-hmm.
So that became 3 hydrogen and 6 hydrogen, so it's 9 hydrogen, right? And if we use that 2, so I use that 6.
So you have 6
So
plus
it's 12.
6.
Yeah, it's 12. And then over here, 6 hydrogen, but there's no other hydrogen. So I need to make this a 6.
That sounds
So
right. Let me
becomes
check the answer really quick.
6O.
Yeah, that's it so far.
Number 3, can you go over?
Alright, let me go over this one really quick. Number 3. Ethan, are you still stuck or do you get it?
Number 3?
Number 3?
I'm stuck.
Can I step? Okay, let's practice. Alright, Chris, I'm gonna help Ethan, but double check your answer as we go through it. Alright, so let's not do O because O is in 4 different places.
I got it right.
You got it right, you think so?
I got 8 right, yeah. I got this one right too.
Alright, so let me check if Ethan's since Ethan is stuck, and I'll check it against your answer. Alright, so let's not do O because O is split apart in so many different spots. I would not recommend starting with this one. So besides O, which one do you want to start with?
Hydrogen.
Alright, so how many hydrogens are on the reactant side?
4.
How many on the product side?
2.
Alright, so I fix that.
4, 2.
Alright, so that gives me 4 and 4. Alright, carbon. How many carbons do I have on the reactant side?
2.
How many on the product side?
1.
How do I fix that?
2.
Alright, so carbon's done. Alright, now let's go over the O's. Alright, how many O's total do I have right now on the reactant side?
4.
Alright, how many total do I have on the product side?
5. It's O2.
Alright, so how many O's total right here?
6.
Okay, how many O's total? Right here.
Oh, right there?
Right there.
4.
4.
I'm finishing right.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Then there's 6. Alright, so I probably don't want to change this one since I've already just fixed it. But I can change this one. So what can I put in front of this one?
2.
Put a 2. So how many O's will that give me?
4. So 6.
6. So that's where that one comes from. But yeah, you good. It sounds like you got through most of it. It just got stuck with the O's at the end for it. Alright, anyone have any questions about how to solve that? Alright, you can put this away for right now. So if you've already finished it, just hang on to it. I don't want to tell so that way he can practice still with it.
Could have said it out loud.
Okay. Who's correct for that one? Alright, so yeah, put it away for right now. Now remember, we will go over this more, so if you've already finished it, okay, we'll check the answers for it, but we're going to use it for more classwork and practice, because remember, the quiz over it is Friday. So make sure you are kind of reviewing, looking over it.
Here's Bob.
You have 1 minute till the bell rings. No, I can't do anything in 1 minute. Alright, well thinking back over it and with the reviews, what do you call... I was supposed to not know what that was. Alright, what do you call the right side, everything on the right side of the arrow? What do you call it?
Product.
Product, but everything on the left side. What does the arrow mean?
Whatever it is.
Okay, well yields, but yes, so yields. And then what is the law that says if you have the same number of mass
Law
on
of
one
concentration of
section?
mass.
Good job. That's basically all the terms from this section. So the quiz on Friday is going to be very little bit over terms.
Ms. Morris,
Chris.
Yes, sir?
could you send Chris Hunter down? He's checking out for an appointment. He'll be back.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I could grab it there, just pick my brain.
You will get your candy?
What? No, you can have it.
Alright, cool.
Bye. See y'all later.
Got a lot of room.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video, Jamie and Quentin. Take a minute early.